What's up, keto people? Who wants to try some of this baked spaghetti lasagna? It's so fantastic. I love it. Here's how to make it. Okay, guys, so what I already have going here, now the original recipe called for just one of these. I've made this like 3 times. But I think we need to get more veggies in, and so I went ahead and got 2 of them. So what we're doing is I'm going to drain out whatever liquid is in these, because no matter what, your casseroles, your lasagnas, anything like that, they're going to come out still liquidy because of this. Now they're always better the next day, and they're thicker and everything. But right now we just want to get whatever wet water that we can get out of them. So we're going to sweat it out. That's what it's called. So I already have some of the zoodles here, and you just put some salt on them, which I've already done, and you just let them sit out on some paper towels. So this will probably take, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll come back. Leopold, is that your food? Do you like eating plastic? My cat eats plastic. He's got a bit of a problem. Okay, guys, so while these are still sweating, even though they're looking pretty good right now, actually. So what I have in here is a 1/2 pound of hot Italian sausage, and then I had to use from my freezer a 1/2 pound of ground beef, and then I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, just to get some of that garlic flavor in there. And we're just gonna brown this up. So I'm gonna brown it up and then I'll come back. Hey guys, I forgot to mention to preheat the oven to 375. And then also I found that it's actually better to have this with just a pound of ground beef. However, I had a little bit of the hot Italian sausage left. Now it still has like less than 2% of some sugars in there, so I just needed to get rid of it. So you can use that if you want. However, if you're on the more stricter scale, it's probably not likely you'll find some hot Italian sausage that doesn't have sugar in it. So it's up to you. But I have actually found that it is better to have 1 pound of ground beef. So, okay, well that's it. I'll come back whenever we're finished with this browning. Okay guys, so I already have pre-shredded the mozzarella cheese. This is about 8 ounces, but I'll see how many that we need. We might need all of it, we might not. I don't know. I've never doubled it with the zoodles, so I'll see. But that's pre-shredded. And then I already have in here this is drained, by the way. And I have a tablespoon of Italian seasoning and a tablespoon of chili powder, believe it or not. And then I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of basil and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. And then I do also have a dash of salt and pepper. Well, when I say a dash, I mean a few dashes of salt and a few dashes of pepper. I'm going to have that stirred up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have those mixed in. You can see, so it's looking good. So here's what you want to do. I have discovered that this is a 1 carb more, so it's whether you want to spend the extra 1 carb or not. But this Mazzetta's marinara sauce, it has no sugar in there besides the from the tomatoes and the natural ones. It's just that this has 4 grams total, or excuse me, 5 grams total, and with the 1 fiber. So it's just 1 extra than the Rayo's, but the Rayo's is like $7.99, whereas this was cheaper. I think I took the pic. I'll input it here. So definitely get this if you're a family and you can't really do the Rayo's. I mean, that's ridiculous. So what we do here is I'm just gonna put maybe a 1/2 cup in here. Okay. Maybe that was like a little more than half. No, that's right around a 1/2 cup. I'll bring it in here. Okay. Just about like that much. And this is just to coat, make sure all the spices got all combined, and that the meat has a tomato coating, because we're going to use all of that stuff. It depends on how you want to do it though. I like to layer it with the sauce and then do the meat and then, you know, but if you just want to throw all that in there because you don't have time, you don't have to do that. Okay, so I've done this already and now I'm going to get to layering. So I'll be right back. Okay, so last part. Here's what you do is you want to just slightly put a little bit of that tomato sauce on the bottom so you know nothing sticks. And then we're going to do half of the noodles, which by now have obviously not gotten, they're thinner. And we're just going to add this really quick, like, so we don't want to make this a huge video. Okay, so good enough, good enough, good enough. Okay, so now we're going to do half of the meat mixture. And, you know, kind of spread that around evenly. And like that. And then half of this, which you can just dab it around, do whatever. I mean, honestly, this is like supposed to be super easy. All right, use the spoon. Here we go with this. I kind of want to add a little bit extra because why not? And then we'll do, this is 1/3 cup of Parmesan, grated Parmesan cheese. But I don't know if I'll really need that. Yeah, it looks like we'll probably just do 1/4 cup because this is just from my head, but I mean, clearly it's something super easy. Okay, so it looks like 1/4 cup for the total thing. Okay, here's a cup of cheese. Let's see if that manages to make it. Yeah, that's about right. So this recipe will call for 2 cups of cheese, more if you want. Okay, and I'm just going to continue with the last layer. Okay, guys, here's what it looks like beforehand. Here's, see the layers. You know what I actually did too is in one of the layers I put some pepperoni. Just saying, I don't know how well it's going to be, but boost up the flavor, right? Okay, so I'm going to pop it in the oven, and it's really just to kind of melt the cheese since everything is pretty much cooked. So I'll give it maybe about 15 or so, maybe even 20 minutes, and then I'll come back. I just took it out of the oven like 2 minutes ago. It was bubbling all on the sides. Yum. Okay, guys, so here is what it looks like when it's all cooled off, and I've already have some of it cut out. So you'll notice that it's a little bit liquidy, not a little bit, it's a lot. That's just from the zucchini. So what I do after this, whenever it's portioned out, is I just pour what I can out in the sink, and then I put it in the fridge, and it is fine the next day. As a matter of fact, it's always, anything like this is always better the next day. So anyway, I do also want you to know that I used the full jar. You know, I did half of what was left over, half in the first layer and then half in the second. So here's my plate with a little bit of it on there. Okay. It is just so fantastic. I love the flavor of Mazzetta better than Rayo's anyway, so it's cheaper. So anyway, that's all the time I have. Here's the macros for this, and I have it as 6 servings. You could obviously double the recipe if you have a bigger crowd. So here's the macros. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you've already subscribed, hit that little bell for notifications on when my next videos come up. I will see you soon.